Good morning. I'm Dr. James Schofstall here at Liberty University in the Human Performance Lab, and we're going to be demonstrating how to do a hydrostatic weighing test using our Hydrostatic equipment. The first thing I need to do is turn on the flow weight, and then we're going to look at the screen. I'm going to come down to the HD2 software icon. I'm going to double click on that to open the software up. Once the software is opened up, I'm going to enter my subject's name. I'm going to put in his age, his height in inches, and then he's a male, so we're going to leave that as is. And then I'll come over here and I'll use my lung volume. And we're ready to get started. I'm going to come down where it says 0. And before I zero this out, if you look up here, I want to turn off the tank. So I'm going to turn the switch to the off position. That's going to turn off the pumps to the hydro tank, and we're going to let the water kind of settle out so it's not creating turbulence, and we get a nice even flow on the scale. So I'm going to hit 0. It's going to ask me a question here, basically saying is the platform empty, and there's no calibration weights. Okay, the platform is indeed empty. I'm going to hit OK. 0 is now complete. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm come over where it says calibrate. I'm going to click on calibrate. I need to enter the weights. Now I'm going to be putting two 2 kilo weights on here. So I'm going to enter 4 for the total amount of weight. Click OK. It says calibration weights must be on the platform. So what I'm going to do at this point is we're going to pan over here to our platform. I got my 2 weights. The weights are going to go on the platform above the water line, right in the middle. Okay, once those weights are in place, I'm going to come back to my computer screen and I'm going to click on OK. Calibration is now complete. So I'll remove those plates. Okay, this time I'm ready to have my subject step into the water. So, Toby, if you can go ahead and remove your shirt. And what he's going to do, he's going to step in, making sure to not step on the platform, because the platform won't support his full body weight. So he's going to step into the tank, onto the end, facing me. Okay, now hold on to the edge of the tank. I want you to slowly lower yourself down. All right. Now, once you go ahead, take your hands and brush all the air bubbles off your legs and off your arms. Make sure there's no air bubbles trapped inside your swimsuit. Okay. Go ahead and sit crisscross on the platform. And there's a handle on each side of the platform close to where you're sitting. I want you to grab hold of those handles. The handle's on the bottom of the platform. There you go. Now scoot back just a little bit. I want to make sure you're fully on the platform. Now when you go underwater, I want you to try to fully exhale before you go under. That way there's not so many bubbles and you don't create too many turbulence within the water. Your head has to be totally submerged. You're going to hold your breath like that for about 10 seconds, and then we'll have you come back up. Do you understand what we're going to be doing? Yeah. Okay. Let's look back over at the screen. Okay, I'm going to click on where it says start. Oh, now there's some data I forgot to enter. One thing is I need to enter in the weight of the subject. So my subject is 74 kilos, and the water temperature in Celsius was 38.9. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, so let's go look over at Toby. Now, Toby, I want you to go ahead and blow out your air. Go underwater. Try to blow out as much air as you can. He's going to hold that for about 10 seconds. Just knock on the tank, let him know it's okay to come up. Now, if you look back over here at the screen, I'm going to click on where it says stop. Now, there's two lines, this blue and red line. I'm going to drag those over to where we get a fairly smooth section of this line. So this is where he was holding his breath underwater. This here's where he came back up. Notice once the head's above the water at the beginning and then at the end, the weight goes way up. That's because his head's out of the water. There's no buoyancy supporting him. And at this point here, it shows me his percent body fat, his body density, and what his average weight was during that time. Now at this point here, I could select to save the trial, or I could just take a picture of the screen and save it that way. I'm going to have him do one more trial. So Toby, this time I want you to try to blow out even more air. The more air you blow out, the more you weigh underwater and the less body fat you have, according to this, okay? All right, so I'm going to hit start. And you'll notice once I hit start, let's keep it over here, it's going to start showing his weight. Okay, I want you to go ahead and blow out your air. Right here. And we're waiting for this line to kind of stabilize out. Okay? Okay, he just came back up. I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to grab my blue line. I'm going to pull that over. I'm going to bring my red line. I like to try to get about 5 seconds worth of data. That's how much space is between each of these white lines here. Okay, so that time he had 14.5% body fat, according to this test. And if we're satisfied with that, we can go ahead and keep it there. If not, we go ahead and have him do an additional trial. But we'll go ahead and stop it there.